What's up guys, welcome to Daily Refinement. In today's video I'm going to talk about why it sucks to start completely over. Now this may be starting completely over from a financial situation, starting on a brand new platform, maybe redoing your inventory system, but it's really important to start over because if you don't start over from scratch, you won't have the foundation to build anything meaningful. So it's really important not to just jump into something new without taking the time to start completely over. And in this video I'm going to give you guys the 4 reasons why it sucks so bad to start over, but also the solution to how to start over and build that proper foundation so you can build a business and a life worth living. So I appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the show. Okay, the number 1 reason why it sucks to start completely over is you've already invested a lot of time, money, energy into something else. So let's use myself as an example. I was on eBay for about 10 years. I recently was suspended about 4 months ago. Essentially, I need to start over completely on a new platform. And as you guys know, I'm a big fan right now of slow growth, taking my time, learning things slowly, understanding how every single button on every single thing works, reading the instruction manual from beginning to end. I'm into that now because I understand that when you build a proper foundation, you can grow to any size. So you've already invested so much time, money, headache, heartache, learning how to do something, and say that gets taken away from you, or you need to switch gears. So for me to pick a new platform like Poshmark, Mercari, or Amazon, I know that it's going to take a tremendous amount of work to bring myself back up to the level I was on eBay. Now, a lot of people have been asking about my transition to Whatnot, and it looked like it was somewhat seamless. But I will just say to you guys that I already had previous experience that makes that work. I've been in sales my entire life, over 20 years now, and I've been in e-commerce and all my suppliers stayed the same. So I didn't actually start all the way over. So that example is a little bit different because it was just sort of a transferring of skills. What I'm talking about now is starting completely over from scratch, doing something I've never done before. That is totally different and a bit intimidating. It might seem like a whole new endeavor that you need to take on, a all new set of skills that you need to learn. And that is true. So as an example, let's say I want to switch over to Amazon. I would say that Amazon is completely different. I've sold about $10,000 worth of stuff on Amazon over the lifetime. I have a nice healthy account that I can start over. So if I want to go on to Amazon, I'm really going to take my time, learn how to send my shipments in, learn how all the seller metrics work. And of course, the trial and error that I gained from eBay probably does not apply on Amazon, and I'm not going to force it to fit because all the time I hear in my group online, I used to do it this way and now it doesn't work anymore, but that's just, things change all the time. That's why you need to continuously adapt and focus on the basics. If you have good titles, photos, good shipping policy, you're going to really excel. Now, this is something I feel like really helps all platforms, and I feel like a lot of people have missed the boat and they don't remember this, which is you want to shorten between when the customer buys something to when they get it, because that gives the person the greatest satisfaction with the purchase. There's a reason why Amazon is sending things to people the next day or 1 hour or 30 minutes later, because they're increasing the value of the item. So every single platform knows this. So one of the reasons why I was so successful on eBay starting with no money is because I was shipping literally same day. I was answering questions immediately. I was counter offering best offer immediately. That's why I like using auto accept, but not auto decline for offers. If somebody makes a good offer, I want to accept that offer immediately so that customer gets that feedback and they get to go pay for the item and get their item as soon as possible. I'm ideally going to try and ship that immediately. So I'm totally focused on customer experience. What's the best experience for the customer? So for me, when I switch businesses, I'm already going to have an advantage because I'm so focused now more on what the customer wants more than what I want. So I would say in the beginning, when you're starting over from brand new, when you do your self-reflection, when you think about making your next move, right now I'm thinking about my next move, I can tell you that I'm 90% focused on what customers I can serve. Okay, I'm not focused on what I want because what I want doesn't really matter. I get what I want by helping other people get what they want. That's like a famous Zig Ziglar quote. So we want to make sure that whoever you decide to serve is really well taken care of, and then you in turn, because of that, will be able to get what you want. So number 1, the hardest part of starting over is you've already invested all this energy, time, effort into something, and now you got to give up all that and start over. Now, this is the best part though. You don't need any money to start over. Okay, so Now you can start from scratch, build it solid from the beginning, take your time, no mistakes, no errors, and just start small, because if you start small, it's realistic and you can really understand how everything works. So the second thing that sucks about starting over is you have to give up your status. You were in a previous industry, maybe you were a manager, maybe you were the owner of another company, and now you're jumping into reselling, and you kind of have to start over at the beginning. Now, if you were me, I was already making 6 figures before I started reselling, so I decided I was too good to start at the bottom. I definitely lacked humility. If you guys have been watching me since 2017, I really thought this was going to be really easy. I came in, I had previous sales experience from another industry, came in, guns blazing, got sales immediately out of the gate, but I did not build the proper foundation. So I ended up getting lots of defects. I ended up listing a bunch of items that never sold. I had a lot of inventory bloat, which is like inventory listed that's either listed incorrectly and will never sell, or it's priced way too high, or one important picture is missing, or the brand is incorrect, or one of the other item specifics is wacky. So didn't have perfect listings, and that was just sort of me being overconfident and jumping right in. And it sucks. Now I know that the proper way to redo something is to start all the way at the bottom. So number 3 would be having the humility to do that. It sucks having to show humility and show vulnerability and say, you know what? I had to start all the way over, washing dishes, doing the janitorial work, doing all the basic stuff. And so many resellers, especially those with my background of a previous job, don't want to do the basics. They don't want to go back and make their own listing. An example, as you guys know, I'm on Whatnot. There's plenty of people who have done Whatnot without doing any auctions of their own and have no sales background. So they're jumping in, hiring a bunch of people, ordering a bunch of stuff, and expecting that to work when it clearly does not. When you are in there learning, unless you have sales experience, where I guess you could hire someone to do it, but even then, the people who go in, do all the auctions on their own, understand all the inventory, all the margins, those people potentially have a larger potential to reach because they built a really strong foundation. So again, this video is really harping on building a solid foundation to build your resale business on top of. And if you just hire that beginning part out, if you say, I want to hire out listing, I want to hire out photos, I want to hire out titles. If you do that, right, you're really doing yourself a disservice because you don't understand what makes listings do well and what makes them suck. So you won't be able to adjust your performance because you have no idea how the sausage is made. Somebody said, make it more salty, make it more tomatoey. You would have no idea because you didn't know the proportions to begin with. Most people only have one tool, which is price. Let me just lower the price, increase the price, but there are dozens of other ways to make the listing move faster. I'd say price is the most important, but of course, you want to learn all the tools so you can be as successful as possible, and that takes time. So that's not in my list today is actually patience. It sucks starting over because you have to have patience. All the results in every single successful endeavor are almost always all at the end. Okay, so in the beginning, when you're putting in the work, you probably have a negative per hour, meaning maybe you spent 10 hours working on something and you've purchased 10 items, so you spent $100 and you don't even have any sales yet, so you're negative 100, right? So having that humility in the beginning, being patient as you build this up is really important because you are a nobody when you start something, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's actually only something wrong with pretending that you're something that you're not. So for me, I have a great deal of humility. When you guys watch me start my new platform, I will start all the way at the beginning. Number 4 is pride. A lot of people's pride gets in the way of starting over. They want to be top dog when they come in. So this is the way that I'm going to put it for you guys. If you think you are hot, right? You are awesome. You can make anything work. Then this is my challenge for you. You need to be resourceful. There are plenty of people with no resources, with a disability, with odds against them that figure out a way to still do it. So maybe you're sitting at home right now, you have all the resources, you have all the time, and you're not getting it done. It just comes down to resourcefulness, which a lot of times is born out of being broke. There's actually a book called The Power of Broke, because it really changes your mentality, because you have to make every single dollar count, because there is no loan available to you. There is no person that's going to step in and save you. It's just you versus the world. And when you have that kind of mentality, you start being creative in how you structure your titles, pricing at a certain price point that may get you more money. So believe it or not, being resourceful might mean on an item that normally people get $20 for, you get $25 for on a pre-owned item, because maybe you take the work to really figure out the proper keywords, the full searchability of the item. Maybe you take much greater care in presenting and staging your item so it looks really good. Maybe you accurately detail every single flaw on the item that you found. Maybe you research a toy and compare it to all the other listings and let people know this listing is special because of A, B, and C. Maybe you find something that is really heavy. You find a 400-pound car part, right? And you find a way to sell that locally, or you go to a body shop and know that specializes in transmissions, and you sell them a transmission that you bought at a garage sale. These are things that are outside of the box. Being resourceful is free, right? It allows you to sell something quickly. It allows you to get a lot more profit, but it requires all of your effort, all of your energy. And that's, again, this is holding back a lot of people from starting over, is a high amount of energy. So let me know in the comment section below how you rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 in energy level. So for me, I'm a pretty laid back guy. I'm pretty mellow. I'm pretty monotone, but I would say I have a tremendous amount of energy. So when I look at the goals that I want to accomplish, I know how hard it is. And maybe that's the secret to me being able to get a lot more stuff done, is I give it the credit that it's due as far as like how hard it is. If I want to wake up and go to the gym, I know that's going to take a tremendous amount of energy. I'm not saying, oh, it's easy. Get up, go to the gym, get all your work done, hang out with your family, eat healthy. That sounds easy, but it takes a tremendous amount of energy. So look at it like a rocket ship getting out of the atmosphere. It might take 1 million gallons of fuel to get you going, but once I'm at the gym, that actually is easy once I'm there. It's getting there in the morning that's difficult. So for me, I'm trying this new thing right now where I'm trying to be early to every single appointment. And I'll tell you, you got to give yourself some grace. It takes some adjusting to become that kind of a person. So remember, if you think of it as really hard and it's going to require a lot of energy and you really pump yourself up, I think that's more realistic than saying, why can't I just do this? It's so easy. I don't think it's that easy, honestly, because you weren't doing it before. It's actually, you're a totally new person now. So this channel now is going to be more about why we do things, how we do things, and the mechanics of why it all works. So if you are constantly underestimating how difficult it is to start over, I don't think you'll put the right amount of effort into building a really solid foundation. So I appreciate you guys. Please join our mentorship at patreon.com/theresourcepodcast. At the $35 level, you can ask as many questions as you want in the Facebook group. I would tag myself or $5 million seller tech and sports in the comment when you post it in the Facebook group, and we will answer your question sometimes within a few hours, but never longer than 1 day. Tag us and we will help you along the journey. All you have to do is just make progress every single day, and you won't even recognize yourself a year from now. So I appreciate you guys. Take care.